Guys, welcome to Sunday. Sunday's video is a quick chat and then we get on to your comments as usual on a Sunday. If you've been here before, you know that. Anyway, not too many smiles today from me. We've got issues in Canada. We got I've got to be careful what I say, obviously, because of the YouTube algorithm censorship machine. But yeah, we've got terrorizers in Toronto area. 2 were arrested. Oh, there's no threat to people now. But yeah, Canadians are worried. Listen to this guy on the radio.
I know, but if you have those values of... No, I'm sorry, you're not a Canadian if you have that, because you just want to have, well, destruction, protests, like all these protests at universities. You know, I'm sorry, you're gone.
Yeah.
I'm tired of this because Canada's not like it used to be. Are all these Palestinians that we're getting, I mean, I come from immigrants too, my parents came, and are they being vetted?
Yeah, you see, Canadians are worried. And it fly attacking me. It follows, well, it doesn't follow, but there are things happening in other countries now that are very concerning. In England, there was 3 children unalived at a school, at a dance class in Southport, which Southport, if you don't know, is on the northwest of England. It's across the bay from Blackpool, right? It's about half an hour's drive from Blackpool. That's where I'm from. I'm from that area. And we used to go to Southport all the time, and they have a seafront, and they have air shows, and they have all sorts of stuff going on there. Got it. And yeah, it's a really nice holiday town, and all hell is breaking out now in England. All hell is breaking out because of the migrants coming into England on the boats and everything. That they just do not want it anymore in England. They don't want it. And you can see the same issues here coming into Canada. There was a guy, again, I can't really mention his name because of YouTube algorithm censorship, but there's a picture of him. This guy came over to Canada. He got arrested for speaking the truth about England. Now, he came to warn Canada about what's going on in England. That was before what's been going on this week. We've had riots in England this week now, protests, crazy protests all over England and the UK regarding the immigration issue that we're having there now. And yeah, it's only going to get worse unless somebody does something. The person who did the crime in Southport has been named now, even because he turns 18 soon. He was only 17. Yeah, they named him because there was so many rumors and disinformation, actual disinformation going around on the internet. They had to name him because before the country just deteriorates into just one big ball of fire. And yeah, like this guy came over to warn Canada about it. You've got to vet the immigration. You've got to check it when it's coming in. It should have specific things about people coming over to Canada. They should be able to speak English. They should be able to work, get a visa to work. They should be able to contribute to society by paying taxes. All those things. We shouldn't be paying them to come here. I don't get how we're paying people to come to Canada. We put them into really nice hotels and we feed them, but we can't feed our own homeless. We can't feed people on low income. We have mums and dads and families trying to hold down 3 or 4 jobs to feed their families, yet we give these other people free everything. It's just it's out of control. Don't go on to mainstream media news in England because it's just as bad as Canadian news. It tars everybody in the same. Well, everybody's racist for being patriotic. So patriotism equals racism in England, the same as it does in Canada. Yeah, the world's a mess at the moment. The world is an absolute mess. Hopefully it doesn't affect us too much. Hopefully the people who they've tracked down and arrested in Toronto, hopefully them people don't get bail like everybody else gets bail, and hopefully they don't have any friends in the background.
On July 28, 2024, GTN set arrested a father and son at a hotel in Richmond Hill who were in the advanced stages of planning a serious, violent attack in Toronto. 2 individuals stand charged with a number of criminal code terrorism offenses.
What a week. I've been following the English news, and you know, it's awful. It's really awful what's going on, and we really don't want that here. We get the Palestinians protesting here, but it's going to be where everybody's going to be out in the streets, like in England. If it gets as bad, you know, Canada's only a few years behind England on everything. Look at speed cameras and using your phone in your car, and all the drink driving laws and everything that came out. That's all first comes out in England, and then it comes over here. Let's just hope we don't import what's happening in England this week. Anyway, let's get to the comments. Fingers crossed, next election, Pierre will get in, we'll get a Conservative government, and we'll get back to common sense government, smaller government, less tax. That's all right. We're not asking a lot, you know. We're just asking not to be fleeced every time we go to work. Anyway, let's get on with your comments. Where are we? How to fix Canada, hopefully. Did you see that, hopefully? How will a Poilievre government fix Canada? Norm said,
whether Pierre can do it or not, bottom line, he will stop the monetary bleeding to death of Canada under this Lib NDP government's fiscal irresponsibility.
That's the problem. We're just bleeding money at the moment. You're right, Norm, 100% right. It's great seeing you on the live streams as well, on Northern Perspective and Clyde. You always see Norm on there. Say hello to him. Roberta said,
Canada is not what it was 10 years ago. That's a fact.
That is a fact. 2008 we came here. There was a totally different Canada to what we've got now. User said,
he skips over it because he doesn't want the Libs NDP to copy him.
Yeah, he's giving what he can in that video. He's telling what he can, what sort of an overview of what he wants to do. But the Liberal MDP party, they just want to steal everything that's popular with Poilievre. Don said,
the Liberals are spending 21 billion on consultants basically because they do not have the MPs with the education background to understand what to do to run the business of Canada. Trudeau is not qualified to be Prime Minister. He has a background of being a part-time teacher and ski instructor. He is a trust fund baby. Freeland, the Liberal Finance Minister, has a degree in Ukrainian language studies, no economics degree. Guilbeault, Minister of Environment and Climate Change, is an eco-zealot. His background is working for Greenpeace and I don't know that word. Both environment activist groups. You can start going through the Liberal and NDP MPs' qualifications and you find they have no idea what to do due to lack of education.
That's probably why they hire outside consultants. So basically all they are people who are being put into a position where they can then go and hire people to do their jobs because they have no clue of what to do. It's like telling me to go and work at Tim Hortons and just start the job. I wouldn't be able to do it. I'd have to hire someone to go and do my job. Paulie says,
Bank of Canada needs to drop the interest rates drastically. We the Canadians have had enough. This whole Liberal fiasco has got to end now. Any argument from anyone?
No. George.
It shouldn't be as hard to fix as most people think. Number one thing to start fixing is to stop all the government corruption and theft of taxpayers' money. Number two thing to stop is sending outrageous amounts of money to other countries. Number three is to stop immigration until every eligible Canadian has a job first. Number four, make our social system work. We have far too many young people sitting around refusing to work because our social assistance is way too easy to manipulate. I believe if anyone wants to put this country on track, it wouldn't be that hard.
Yeah, the immigration thing that's why it's one of the main reasons why it's kicking off in England at the moment, because the immigration is out of control. It is out of control. They need to stop, and it's that's going to happen here. It's going to get to a point where we've got so many people in the country, and we're not building the hospitals to, you bring in 1 million people in the country. How many more hospitals would you need to build to take them people? That's just overpopulation with not very underfunded amenities for people. That's all it is. It's pretty simple, really. You suddenly want to increase the capacity of your country. You've got to suddenly increase the capacity of where you're going to put them and how you're going to keep them healthy and how you're going to feed them. JT said,
Pierre is the reason we are in this mess. A Liberal NDP government will fix his mess. I'm Justin Trudeau and I approve this message.
We had a lot of people got that as sarcasm, Jay. That's pretty cool. There's a lot of people got a sense of humour on here, which I really love.
That's pretty good. Thanks, Justin. I laugh out loud. Moistly true.
Yeah, it was cool. Anyway, let's move on. Wacko tweets 1. And there's going to be a Wacko tweets 2 I've got in the pipeline. We read anti-Polyev liberal Wacko tweets. Proof liberals are delusional. Wow, yeah. When I've been looking at these tweets for a long time and I've been thinking, what the is going on X? These tweets, they're absolutely, it blew my mind looking at them. And I'm thinking, what can I do? And I thought, you know what? Let's just call them out. Let's read the tweets to people in a wider world other than their little bubble, and let's see how normal, down to earth, middle class, working class people respond to these tweets. And you guys didn't disappoint. Derry Latow said,
I lose faith in humanity when I see people supporting Trudeau. None are so blind as those who refuse to see. Curious said, with Trudeau, no one has any rights unless you are criminal or not a Canadian citizen. Delulu if you think we have rights with Trudeau. The only perks of following Trudeau is being treated like a less than a nothing.
Yantan Samban's Bagels. Must be a bagel store.
Watch what happened yesterday to women by Liberals.
Yeah, that was disgusting. They shut down. So if you want to watch stuff on that, go to Northern Perspective. They've got something on that. But yeah, they shut down women who were went to testify about abuse and stuff that's going on, and the Liberals they just didn't want to hear. Their agenda was to try and stop the people from talking, stop these women who gone to testify from talking. You got to watch Northern Perspective to see that, though. It was, or Michelle Ferrari, any one of those. Go and watch that and get up to date with that. Raymond Bastian said, this is a long one.
How to recognize propaganda. 1. When given a problem, fear rather than reason is used to present the solution. 2. When you're pressured into accepting the solution. 3. When you're not allowed to question the solution. 4. When the solution involves surrendering your freedoms. 5. When your eyes see one thing, but you are compelled to believe a different thing. 6. When the solution means giving small groups of people control over larger and larger things. 7. When dissenters are censored for refusing to accept the solution. And 8. When dissenters are targeted by accusations from different sources, suddenly and all at once.
Exactly. That's what's happening in England. The number 5. When your eyes see one thing, but you are compelled to believe a different thing. Yeah. What I always say is believe your eyes, not what the government's telling you. And D Slick Shady said, well, he repeated my message, which was, I'd love to do this again. And then he went on to say,
admittedly, I do not see much of the left on my personal device, propaganda device, iPhone. The chasm between the left and right is widening and serves as a layer of insulation and protection from stupidity on both sides. Thank you, I guess, for exposing me to that. It would seem to me they are literally saying the sky is yellow while my eyes see that it is blue.
Exactly. That's exactly. Believe what you see, not what the government's telling you. Till next time.